Ahoy! Jmenuji se worldismarble. Jak se jmenujete? Thank you so much to everyone for your Czech facts, which brings us to our next section called Czech Facts According To.
Czech Facts According To.
So according to Paint the Town 7, Bobina is a Czech name and also the name of a Russian DJ. And according to Tamiley 2007, the Czech Republic won the World Hockey Championships, which is their first gold in 5 years. And they also played against Russia. When I was reading all of the sport reports last night, everyone was saying how this was one of the greatest plays in hockey history. Also, according to Essie from here, the Czech Republic beat the US in a World Cup friendly at the end of May, which is right around my birthday. And also shout out to candidate 5318008, who is our resident Pragian Czechian person. So you'll have to be the one to validate all the Czech facts that we happen to come across. Because like I said in my last video, I don't really know much about the Czech Republic, I don't know much about Prague, but I've been reading up on it, which brings us to our next section called Czech History According To.
Czech History According To. Worldismarble.
Europe has a very long and convoluted history. There's a lot of wars, a lot of crusades, a lot of, arguable Vikings and things. But what is immediately relevant to us is Czech history in the 14th century, because you have Charles XIV, who was the second king of Bohemia, king of the Romans, king of Italy, king of Burgundy, and the Holy Roman Emperor. So he was the one who made Prague the capital of Bohemia and the center of the Holy Roman Empire, which is why many things in Prague are named after Charles XIV. You have Charles Bridge, Charles Square, and Charles University, which is the oldest university in Central Europe and the university that I'll be staying at when I go to Prague. So skip ahead a few hundred years into the 20th century, where a lot of the borders in European countries are starting to form, because you had World War I, World War II. So in 1918, at the end of World War I, after the collapse of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, you have the formation of Czechoslovakia. Then a few decades later, in the 1940s, Germany occupies Sudetenland, which is part of Czechoslovakia after the Munich Pact, because of Churchill and his whole policy of appeasement that basically said, give Germany what they want as long as we don't have another great war. So Germany occupies a part of Czechoslovakia which disregards Czechoslovakia's alliance with France, and this upsets Czechoslovakia because they're like, oh, you Western European countries, I thought we were friends. Which is why when the Soviet Union's Red Army liberated Czechoslovakia in the 1940s, it became a communist country. And this continued into the 1960s after a few attempts to reform government, until 1989 when the communist regime completely collapsed. And then Czechoslovakia peacefully dissolved into two countries. You have the Czech Republic in the west and then Slovakia in the east. So the Czech Republic today is a largely parliamentary representative democracy with President Václav Klaus as the head of state and Prime Minister Jan Fischer. So the Czech Republic has a population of 10.5 million people, an annual GDP of $253 million, which is about the same GDP as Indiana or Minnesota, depending if you want to round up or round down. Their currency is a Czech koruna, their calling code is 420, and they drive on the right side of the street. Meanwhile, Prague itself has a population of around 1.2 million people, and they see around 4 million visitors every year.
Czech History According To. Worldismarble.
So that's it. If someone can tell me how to say see you on the other side of the camera in Czech, that would be kind of awesome. But anyway, that's all for now. Ahoy, and I'll see you guys on the other side of the camera. Bye. Ahoy. I mean,
Jak se jmenujete?
Jak se jmenujete?